Welcome back, everyone, to the fanfiction I wrote and made publicly available, much to the chagrin of humanity. I am Madhog Master, and this is the Varar Kvaron, and we are joined by Hedonistic Hector.
Hi.
And I salute any one of you who have come to this video.
Okay, so I have been saying this time and time again, that this chapter might just be a deal breaker for somebody, for all the horrible, unsanitary things that happen inside of it.
Are you talking about yourself?
Trigger warning.
I'm talking about many, many things that might directly relate to this chapter. Anyway, so I explained that my 2008 version of myself was in a dark place at the time, and he had very misguided ideas of what constitute good storytelling, and also very, very misleading idea of how to use certain topics. Basically, he had no tact whatsoever. I'm glad that I became a completely different person over time. Luckily, I grew up. But this is still here, and yes, so I'm going to do something that I have not done since mine and the Vars playthrough of Mogeko Castle.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to place the ultimate trigger warning right here.
Hey, but
There.
hey, as Pablo Picasso said, the good taste is the enemy of creativity.
Good taste might be an enemy of creativity, but tastelessness is the murderer of
Creativity.
I was actually gonna say of writing.
Yes, because you can still be creative with tastelessness. It's still tasteless, but at least it's, creative in its horribleness. Like whatever we just read. That Harry Potter fanfiction with 30 H's.
Yeah.
That was something that we read.
Yeah, that was...
and by the way, apologies that I actually posted that one before this one. We've been delayed in the reading of this one because of a qui pro quo with Matti over here. Matti did not show up for our recording Saturday because he thought I was offline, whereas in truth, I was getting snacks to eat before recording, not during, before.
I was actually going to say, usually I find these sort of things interesting, where basically you look at fan fictions from someone's past, because then you get an idea of what they were like, and then to see how they grow. It makes for an interesting time capsule for psychological reasons.
Okay, we'll see if you're still of this mind once we get done with this. So
Yeah,
there's that.
This should be interesting for me.
Right, so, imagine if I actually ended up accidentally overhyping this chapter's horribleness, and it's not actually half as bad at the end.
I don't know. I don't know. I think you're still gonna be a ways off from me overhyping something and you then got meeting with.
Okay, so
Anyway.
This is chapter 8. Chapter 8, yes, like the number of the beast, which isn't, but I just decided that 8 is number of the beast because, yes, it fits with the theme of tonight.
So, what was this title of this chapter originally when you remastered it, so to speak?
Yes, I took a book and remastered it like a video game. Okay, why don't you guys guess what the title of this chapter ended up being?
Pink is the warmest color?
Matti, any suggestion?
Could you remind me what happened in the previous chapter? Maybe I could get some hint from there.
Oh, for crying out loud, Matti. You had one job. You had one job to keep yourself updated.
Yeah, I did keep myself updated, but it was so long time ago.
Yeah.
So quick summary of the previous chapter. So, Volpine Wonder Fox McGee has a wrestling match for the Mobius Heavyweight Championship with the Ultimate Spine Ball of Doom, which ends on a no contest once Dr. Knuckles Pancham, DA, interferes in the match. So, and then Shadow basically kidnaps Tails, or at least, he disappears in a flash with him. And the rest of the team is left there, dumbfounded, at the vision of luck of Volpine Wonder.
I'm going to guess Knuckles Sandwich.
Knuckles Sandwich. No. Okay, so here's the thing. The title of this chapter came to me by two important realizations that occurred to me.
Yeah.
One being that this chapter was absolutely exhausting to write and to reread, and the second one being about the fact that this is literally the longest chapter in the whole Tales saga, and therefore
Endless void.
No, and therefore, because of these two reasons, I decided to name this chapter the longest chapter.
Oh. Right.
Yes.
Now,
Chapter 8 is literally the longest chapter.
Ooh, meta.
It's the longest
Don't say,
chapter.
don't, please don't say meta. Meta on its own just means self. So unless you add a suffix, and it becomes metatextual, meta-referential, meta-whatever, then it's absolutely a hip, meaningless word.
Right then. So we've been going on for 8 minutes about this hyped up chapter of the longest thing.
Yes, the introduction was... Wait, stop. The introduction was necessary. So anyway, let's start reading.
Yeah, so who should be the first to read then of this little troop then?
Well, Matti seems to be on his way to start reading without my consent, so...
Yeah.
Well,
Levar, you start reading.
Oh, okay then. Okay, I'll start reading then. Just
and just to reprise the roles, Matti, you play as
Tails.
the Scandinavian Fox McGee, basically.
Yeah, the Volpine Wonder.
Yes.
Okay. So can I start now then?
Yes, please do.
Okay, will do then. Okay. She was troubled, worried, and scared. She usually was that way. He was standing right in front of her. Red eyes, emotionless face. They were both observing each other, not daring to speak a single word.
Okay, I'm not going to get a grammar mistake counter.
Yeah, but, because you've had way too many now. I think the counter is broken as we speak. Though I must admit, it was well good so far, until that point.
Really? I was already rolling my eyes at the speed of sound.
They had differences. The most obvious were physical.
Okay, when a boy meets a girl...
Okay, she was a young little girl? And an unspecified race, with big, loving, /fearful azure eyes. Light brown.
I guess the right word would be frightened, not fearful, because fearful implies that their eyes are actually causing fear to others.
Yeah. Light brown skin, greenish leaf-like eyes, flower petals like gown, and a mysterious... I'm sorry, I added the A back in there. Mysterious crimson gem planted... Sorry for the pun, on her chest.
Damn it, me! Damn it, 2008 Madhog! Damn it!
Yes, your younger self did not know puns still at that point when writing this chapter.
Well, actually, she's a plant, and the gem is planted, so it is a pun.
Ah.
So laugh!
Well,
laugh, damn you! Laugh, damn you! Laugh!
I would have laughed, but then it passed because I just realized who you were talking about.
This is my joyless laughter.
Ha ha ha.
Shut up, bozo.
And then I turn my head slowly. Hey, Jane. Okay, I'm gonna carry on now.
Okay, props for the Zootopia reference.
Her name was Cosmo. She was found by the freedom fighters and saved from several bad guys who wanted her skin or leaves.
Also, I'm using way too many ellipses already.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to do a false tension or pauses, dramatic pauses. That's it.
I am the Frank Miller of fanfiction writing.
Also, this is just repeating the information we already know.
Some time passes in between chapters update.
She has developed feelings towards a Kisune, a boy of her age, who promised to protect her with his own life, if necessary. And
Ellipsis.
And right now, that Vulpine was keeping his word.
Ellipsis.
By fighting a merciless, yet suffering, black hedgehog who was hired to kill her for some reason.
Ellipsis. I'm going to hire a contract killer to kill all the ellipses here.
Yeah, but got a good head count here of ellipses, bad grammar, commas.
I have an idea. Instead of ellipses do heavy breathing, maybe the narrator is just catching his breath or something.
Okay, let me see.
That sounds like a creepy yet awesome idea, and I'm going to do just that.
Okay, for some reason. And she wasn't with him. I think he mismeans one, not 275 down the phone. She refused.
Hey. What you wearing, honey?
Oi.
Hey.
What you wearing?
Do you like horror movies?
Ugh. No, that's horrible, no.
No, yeah, let's not go there. She refused to...
Are Cosmo's clothes part of her body?
Yes.
Moving on.
She refused to live the base with the others. Live the base.
Sometime soon she's going to drop that base.
Yeah, drop the base dead. Get it? Because live the base, drop the base dead. Okay. She didn't want to see that slaughter. She felt immensely guilty for her cowardice. After all, Tails was fighting for her. And then there was this individual who was right in front of her. He wasn't young. The signs of his age were fairly evident. Despised the fact that he was not a biological being. At least...
They are organically becoming less creepy and more like this person is dying because of an asthmatic crisis.
Yeah, at least no more. His name was Charles Hedgehog. Sir Charles Hedgehog.
Dead.
A once proud noble Mobian, personal friend and counselor of King Maximilian Acorn.
These words were actually spelled correctly. It's just the VAR that was botching them.
Yes, I was the one botching them. Again, I have issues with speech and language.
Don't we all?
That was... Well, you don't. You have something else. I don't know.
No, I do have some sort of an impediment.
Yes,
sometimes.
You do, but I don't know whether to say it. Anyway, that was captured and turned into a badnik robot by world's greatest foe, Dr. Eggman.
I like to think he writes that on his greeting cards. Hello, I am Dr. Eggman, world's greatest foe.
Well, he probably would, considering how egotistical he is.
Yes.
Miraculously freed from mind control, Chuck became an undercover agent for the Freedom Fighters militia. The informations
Yeah.
he was able to snatch granted the militia of a few important victories over the robotic empire. And now...
Okay, okay, you know what? I'm killing the heavy briefing right now.
You're replacing it with Donkey Kong now. And now he had some more of them. Yes, would you like a bowl full? You know, it's savory, the informations.
Yes, I want all of the informations. I'm gonna get all the informations. Padoop.
There was just a little problem, though.
Too many ellipses, that's the problem.
He was sure he did dial the right number. The room...
Why is it... Okay, why is the word dial in between quotation marks? I don't think that's double entendre.
Maybe you wanted to stress the importance of the action?
Yeah, but you didn't know how to write in cursive.
I'm just making a theory. Then again, why am I theorizing? You're here!
Yes, well, you know, I don't remember half of the stuff I put on this godforsaken piece of lunatic literature, just the bigger bullet points.
Yeah, I don't think any of us would. Anyway, the room looked absolutely familiar from the giant computer screen his face was appearing on, yet there was no underage soldier anywhere in sight. No.
You know, that sounds very wrong, especially taken out of context.
I like to think it's a 10-year-old version of Schultz.
Schultz!
Schultz was short enough to be considered 10, right? No freedom fighters. Not at all.
Speaking of Charles M. Schultz, which is not at all the Schultz we were referencing, I actually ordered up on Amazon a collection of Walt Kelly's Pogo.
Oh.
None of that actually is directly related with each other, but I thought I'd tell you because, yeah, I felt the need to reconnect myself with the classic social and political satire of Walt Kelly in the form of swamp-dwelling creatures in comic strip form. That is the brilliance of Pogo. So that should be nice. That should be nice to reconnect myself to the classic comic strips.
Yeah, that should be.
Funnily enough, in my region, in my country, I was introduced on the character and the situations of Pogo because his comic strips, strangely enough, were published together with the Italian publication of Bone, of all things.
Okay.
You know Bone, the comic by, I believe the author is called Matt Smith. You know, it was a popular comic back in 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
You know Bone, right?
You mean Boneville?
Bone, yeah, Bone from Boneville, but the comic is named Bone.
Oh.
Yeah, sounds
familiar. And so I was introduced to Pogo more or less at the same time I was introduced to Bone. Great memories, I have to say.
Do I have to get someone over there to basically put a invisible gun behind you to basically quicken the pace of that explanation?
I'm obviously trying to stall for time because I just realized I'd prefer talking about Pogo and Bone rather than reading this, but okay, maybe some other time.
Instead, to Chuck's surprise, he was greeted by a funny-looking plant.
Oh, you're a funny-looking plant. Okay, you're becoming a meme right now.
Who wasn't very pleased to see him. As a matter of fact, she was horrified.
I think terrified would have been a better word, but at this point I'm nitpicking.
The last time she saw the roboticized hedgehog, she fainted quite unceremoniously.
Actually, I wrote robotized.
Oh.
Robotized hedgehog.
What are you, German? Robotized.
I don't know, Matty, can you pronounce this word in your vocabulary?
Robotized?
Robotized zeitgeist.
Robotized?
Okay, sure.
Yes, get the new robotized.
Anyway,
An imprecise number of minutes went by before one of the two managed to break the awkward silence.
oh, hello, plant girl. Ah! Dead.
Okay, who is?
What doesn't cause this girl faint?
Yeah,
that's a good point.
That's a good point indeed. But we all know she's the secret villain of the story.
Anyway, I was gonna say, who voiced Chuck last time?
I actually don't know. I think we will have to reprise all roles. I was Cosmo, so I think you were Chuck.
Okay. Hello there, kid. You...
Actually, you know what? Stop right there. We better give Matty something to do. So, would you like to voice Chuck, Matty?
Okay. Hello there, kid. You wouldn't happen to know where the others are?
You're going to be Chuck for life now.
She snapped out from her trance quite violently, may I add.
You!
May I add? You wrote that down. May I add?
Yes.
Recollect.
Okay, so like I said before, all these times in which the writer just casually breaks the fourth wall, it has a payoff. It has a very specific payoff, and it's going to be the most infuriating thing you will ever read.
We'll have to see. Recollected herself, and then answered.
No, I don't.
It was like as if she was losing her speech again.
Okay. Listen, I have a few very important informations to deliver. Are there anyone else in the base or nearby?
He asked.
No, only me, Fluttershy.
You're not a very good Fluttershy.
Oh, you're a much better Fluttershy, actually. You're like a dainty little flower. Oh, snap! Pun intended.
Oh, if you say so, but I don't really think so.
Please stop. You're making me blush. Why don't we smooch for a while?
Two Fluttershies.
I wondered why
out.
these videos last for 2 hours.
Yeah, let's carry on.
Well, like I said, we're going to take our time with this one and split it in multiple parts, so who cares?
Okay, let's see what we got.
Are you sure?
He almost pleaded to find somebody to give his news. Anybody besides her.
Aside from her, should it be?
Yeah, besides her.
Yeah.
She whispered.
I guess I have no other choice then.
Sir Charles' awkwardness was pretty clear. I was about to say dear then for a moment, but the L and the C were too close to each other for a moment for my eyes. Also, extra S there on Charles there when, discussing...
Okay, here's the thing. Technically, you're only supposed to put the apostrophe, and not an S afterwards, only if the name in question is Jesus.
I mean, it's that specific.
I believe it is, but you know what? Who cares?
Yeah, okay. If not in his robotic voice, in his body language, he was scratching the back of his head in the classic embarrassed way.
Which is so anime.
And also trying to find a more comfortable position on his chair, because, he's a robot. He needs to be comfortable. He didn't want to reveal...
Well, I'd like to think it's more of a memory. It's more of a memory and habit. A memory of his uncomfortableness, trying to find a perfect way to sit on his chair. That he, even though he's not able to feel that anymore as a robot, he still has the memory and the instinct, which is so sad.
Yes.
Also, I am totally retconning this to my advantage.
Yes, you are. Thanks a lot for that. I pointed out to you and then you used it against me. Thank you. He didn't want to reveal his informations to the little girl for one very simple reason. those informations were about her and her own origins.
Dot, dot, dot.
Okay, sure.
After a couple of days of hacking, searching, and risking capture every moment on the Empire's mainframe, he finally discovered some precious news about the girl in question, although he still couldn't find anything useful about the so-called Project Doomsday.
Project Doomsday.
He had no choice.
It's coming.
He had no choice. If he could, he would have called another time, hoping to find at least Amy. Well, maybe Espio. Why? But what? You wouldn't take the silent person over the plant girl?
I guess that's saying something about Amy.
Yeah, but he didn't have that luxury. He'd have to spit it out now or never.
You're a Cosmo, right?
She nodded, still trembling.
My name is Charles Hedgehog, but you can call me Uncle Chuck.
I will not, but thanks for the opportunity.
How many chucks can you uncle the chuck one for one could one chuck one? Okay, I've screwed that up badly.
Obviously you need at least 30 H's of them.
Yeah. Okay. He's always loved kids.
Okay. I'm going to play some creepy music here. Just for laughs.
Please don't. Especially
Maybe it was platonic love.
well, yes, true. Especially since
Please continue reading.
Especially since the day he lost his favorite nephew. In a way, one could say that, for Chuck, each and every member of the militia were his nephews. Even the women?
It's a symbolic.
Oh my, okay, so I was so unaware of things that now seem all too obvious, and the way it is written here, it sounds so creepy. Yes, children, you're all my nephews. Come to Uncle Chuck. Just
Yeah, come to Uncle
I
Chuck.
thought it was just a metaphor how he projects his loss to other of those that need protection and takes in his heart to shield them from the cruel world.
Matti, can I say how happy that you are here with us?
He would tremendously suffer when one of them would be killed. Or worse. How could it be worse than getting killed?
Being roboticized and losing all of your consciousness.
Okay, that's another one, but still. War knows no feelings.
War never changes.
It may seem a corny line, but it's a fact, nonetheless.
Oh my god, this is so bad. Okay. Chuck?
Exactly, young one, and don't be scared of my metallic quest here. I'm not a mindless murderer. I only like to kill sometime. What?
What?
I only like to kill time, but the way it is written here, it's like he's saying, sometime I do like to kill, but not today. Don't worry.
That's what I mean. It's the way it's written, doesn't?
I only like to kill time. It should have been kill time without some.
Yeah,
it would have made sense.
Yeah,
I guess.
Okay, ancestral wasn't quite the right word to describe the rate of the hedgebot's sense of humor. She managed to giggle anyway. After all, she was a kid, murder's funny.
Kids find anything funny.
Yeah,
Oh, kids think the darnest things are funny.
Yes, slavery is hilarious. And also,
segregation of one's race is also hilarious, too.
Yes, racist stereotypes, homophobia, haha, you're so gay, haha, you so gay, you're totally gay because you're terrible at Call of Duty, you're gay. You're so gay.
Well, yeah, we kind of devolved there. I'm sorry.
Actually, that was a joke that would be more relevant in 2008, to be honest. Which, again, it's the year this fanfic was written, so there you go.
Ish. Anyway, yeah, I think it's Chuck's line.
See, you're cuter when you smile, young Miles is a fortunate lad.
I need an adult! I need an adult!
Adults are needed! And of course, Cosmo blushed. We're seeing the birth of a new romance.
No.
Guys, not everything is about romances.
You tell that to the bar, not to me.
I'm joking about this one. Please tell me I'm joking. After easing the atmosphere, Chuck went serious again.
Okay, I need you to listen what I'm about to say very carefully, because...
The Robo-Hog hesitated a little.
It's about you!
Dun dun dun!
You think this song is about you, don't you? He ultimately... Yeah, what are you about to say?
I was just saying that the scene seems to change.
Yeah, I'm about to say he ultimately added, and then we come to the paragraph break.
Yes, it is the ultimate adding. Okay, so next paragraph I'm going to read now.
Yeah. A certain
Is
Vulpine talks first.
And yes, and that
that's
you're
Tails,
going to be
right?
yes, you're going to be Tails, as we agreed.
You! Don't you ever do that again? I was scared to death!
A certain Vulpine yelled. A shade-like figure countered. It was just a teletransportation device. Don't be such a wimp.
After all, the teletransport Smurf was used by the Smurfs, so you should be thankful they made it. It
is the ultimate teletransportation device.
Yeah, I was kind of referencing an obscure game based on the Smurfs. So
yeah, I noticed.
Okay.
A wimp? You could at least advise me before!
Okay, kid. Here's my advices of life. When you meet a girl that you like, you go to her and you threaten to rape her. It works every time.
If she's a plant girl, you gotta rape that plant in the petals.
Oh my god.
This is terrible, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
I was just wondering, what's the difference with yelling with 3 exclamation point with yelling with 2 exclamation points?
Absolutely nothing, but it looks cooler.
It looks more dramatic.
I thought I was gonna die, and right now I cannot die. I'm still needed.
The shade didn't umph as he usually does. Instead, he seemed to understand. Yeah, you have a great reason to live for, Miles. You have your friends, your ideals, your ellipses, and that girl you just fought for. I envy you, you know. Miles' Tails Prower was astonished at that revelation.
So astonished he acquired this full name just to show how astonished he was.
Yes, also for dramatic effect. The ultimate life form, the perfect warrior and fighter. Envy the little kid. Was he mocking him? Or maybe there was something about him that definitely intrigued the kid.
Shadow, why did you let me win?
I was strangling a turkey for the ellipses.
Nice. Matti, would you mind repeating that?
Shadow, why did you let me win?
Shadow turned his head to face his younger interlocutor.
What
By
is
the way,
an interlocutor?
Somebody you're speaking with. Well, by the way, I I spat out a gigantic spit while I said interlocutor. Just so you know, it happened.
Hopefully not onto your monitor like I do.
No, on the microphone.
Well, at least there's a sock on it.
Yes, there literally is a socket on it. He smiled. He was actually smiling. It was the most horrifying thing ever seen, and kittens were dying everywhere in the world because of that.
Shut up! No, stop smiling!
Because, Miles, you had a gift that I couldn't afford to have.
Because it was $2.99.
Yes.
And what would that be?
Tails was genuinely curious now. Shadow responded, "Oh no, it's this again. A natural birth. Oh, come on! Is this a freaking PSA propaganda against...
Well, you know, that's a big existential question.
Honestly, this comes across as extreme right propaganda against...
Cloning?
No, cell research.
And here I thought you were going to say that it seems like as if you were trying to explore the themes of life, being compared to being naturally born compared to being artificially created in a lab.
Yeah, again, that's unfair to those kids who actually do get conceived like that.
Yes.
So it's but then again, what do I know really? What did I know at the time? Nothing. That's what.
Okay, so we're on to the
Okay,
next.
so Matti, you're on narrating duty, and this begins rather well with everybody's favorite Cassinator.
Actually, never mind.
Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, you're right. What the fuck?
That's the story in a nutshell.
A noticeably pissed off voice yelled. Amazingly enough, it wasn't Knuckles. It was Blazes.
By the way, the K in Knuckles is actually silent.
Yeah, it's Knuckles.
Knuckles.
Knuckles. Like I said, the K is silent, so it's Knuckles. You pronounce it Knuckles.
The K does not exist in...
Oh,
Yes.
Knuckles.
You don't pronounce the T in ballet.
Unless you're saying ballet.
But you will be wrong.
Okay, let's carry on.
After the miraculous cure that her new sister Cosmo has applied to her. Wrong.
What was that? No, that was Matti.
It should be had applied. But I'm just going to ignore all the spelling mistakes from now on. Blaze the cat was no longer forced to suppress her stronger emotions, and a change in her personality became a little evident.
It's really not a mistake. It might have sounded better the way you suggested, but it's still not technically a mistake.
Okay. Little evident. A lot, actually.
Yeah, she had a character arc that ended too soon.
Yes, about that. That was a bit of a botch on my part. Oh no, I'm sad because of stuff. Oh wait, I'm not sad anymore. Do-do-do-do-do. And that's Blaze's character's arc.
That's a so-called red herring.
No. Red herring tends to be something involving where you misdirect the audience into thinking someone or something else is the cause or is the
Culprit.
is the culprit into making a situation happen. In actual fact, it's somebody else.
Or something
so
else.
this is just regular fooling the audience.
This is just a regular incompetence from the writer.
Yes. Okay, carry on, Matty. Sorry about that.
A character can be a red herring, but so a situation can be a red herring.
Oh, yeah, it can be.
Everyone was staring at her, almost in shock, even Knuckles. No No one of them was expecting an outburst so burning from the fiery cat.
Oh gosh!
Which it was comprehensible since she was usually the calm, quiet and reasonable person that she used to be. Well, not anymore!
Why does it sound like such a sitcom way of doing it?
Okay, Devar, Matti, please sit down on the couch. I'm going to tell you the story of how I met your mother. So,
let's find tales at once.
Who is talking here?
Yeah, I don't know. This is this problem again. Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure it's Blaze since she's the one yelling.
yeah, but there's another person talking to her, but it doesn't say who it is.
That's most certainly Amy.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point you should be able to understand who is who because Blaze was introduced in a way that she was yelling, and the next one is not using curse words, so it cannot be Knuckles. So it must be Amy.
Yeah.
We are no.
Precisely. Okay, here's the plan. We split apart and look out for the entire zone.
Oh no! Oh no!
The chaos control wasn't too much powerful, so they should be near.
Matti?
Oh, Mother's Knuckles.
The what? Asked Amy.
Ask Amy.
Okay, no shit, time to explain! Let's split up now!
Best idea ever! So basically, this is the chapter where the party does the Scooby-Doo gang and splits up for no real reason. Well, technically there is a reason, but honestly, they did not think this through at all. Because Captain Knuckles Yankem here just decided, you know what? Let's split up Scooby-Doo style. Okay, gang.
The first rule, don't break up the team.
Yes, don't break up the party. First rule of D&D.
Well, obviously, Josh Whedon has decided to invade your fanfiction and put in the, the let's split up drug into the system.
No shitting time to explain. We have to split up now. No time to think. Amy and Blaze, you go over there. And Shaggy and Scoob, you go over there.
Yeah, the thing I was referencing was Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
Okay.
I know. Cabin in the Woods was great.
Yes, I love that movie. Anyway. Okay, but... hi? Where do we meet later?
Okay, that's actually the sensible thing to ask, but it's too late. Everybody's already gone their separate ways like a bunch of idiots.
Oh, too late!
So basically, in the most contrived and nonsensical way possible, I had the various members of the party split up right there in a split second, because if I didn't get them to split up, we would not have had this entire chapter.
Cried Amy,
Seriously, the foundation of this chapter relies entirely on the party splitting up.
Cried Amy, but the others were already gone.
Snap! They never wait.
She took out from nowhere her trademark warhammer and started running towards the forest, hoping to catching up with the rest of the group.
Warhammer sounds much cooler than whatever the hell their armor was actually named.
Pico hammer.
Yes. What the hell is a pico?
I'm trying to remember. I remember researching it, but I forgot whether it was a sound that a bird makes or whether it's something to do with love. I forgot what it was now. Anyway.
I don't even want to know where she took that hammer from.
You could either say that love is a burning thing, or it's hammer time. Choose your pun.
I would think of something better for you, but my mind's not thinking right now. Anyway.
Yes, another Devar classic line. My mind is not thinking right now. Devar Arkvaron 2016. Sometime in the future, I plan to take all of your fantastic quotes and put them in a book. Devar's Quotes of Wisdom. The new Confucio, everybody. My mind is not thinking right now.
I forgot half of what I said before. Okay. We have a break in paragraph, so...
yes, expect a lot of breaks in paragraph in this chapter.
Okay, then I think it's back with Tails here.
And you're narrating, though.
Yes, I am narrating, but I'm waiting for you guys to start.
What do you mean, a natural birth?
Okay, so when a man and a woman love each other very, very much...
I don't know why. I'm going to say this right now. I don't know why. If you say natural birth, I wish it would be like DC Douglas, like natural birth.
Get it? Huh. And I'm just imagining in my mind Shadow actually teaching the facts of life to kids. Oh my god.
With Albert Wesker.
Simply what I said. A natural birth that provided you of your natural skills with a Z. No, regular skills, not skills. I was interested in such skills, as you know.
It's not like I could learn them like a natural-born child.
Nope, because you were not born naturally. That means you are simply not as important.
Yeah, Tails just asks, like, what could you not have learned? Well, I could not hold a pen.
I never learned how to love. Seriously,
I was not created by a god.
No, seriously, somebody teach me how to treat women, because I really don't know how to do that.
Okay. Tails was confused. What did the hedgehog mean by that? Unless
it's the ending of the Dr. Seuss story.
Unless
Yes.
Shadow.
Yeah. You know why they call me the ultimate life form, Miles?
Because you're uber awesome?
No, that's definitely not it.
a childish answer from an adult child.
No.
But Miles is a child, right?
Yes, he's like a chadult.
Okay, let's just say he's a child that was forced to mature quicker because of circumstances. That's okay.
Shadow grinned a little at the remark, only to went dead serious again, almost scaring the kit. I'm about to say scarring them.
Because I was meant to be that by my creators.
I don't know why I'm surprised. Tails gulped. Creators? Was he made?
Oh, you finally realized it, Sherlock.
Thought.
Well, to be fair, it was never actually brought up before this conversation in the story. But yes.
Okay, was he made out of IKEA furniture?
Okay, they come out with instructions in Finnish, so Matti should be able to build it up, and no one else.
Yes, and it turns out they have like 3 extra parts of the doohickey that we don't know what it's named, and we only have one.
Actually, IKEA is Swedish, not Finnish.
Yeah.
Screw this, Scandinavia.
Okay, fought the very perceptive cub.
Project Shadow. That's the absolutely unoriginal name.
I like to think Shadow basically did this with his hand, like, up in the air, like, Project Shadow.
Yes. Striking dramatic poses. And every word he says, Ham is literally raining from the sky as he speaks. Project Shadow. That's how the humans used to call me. That got awkward during birthday parties.
Happy birthday, Project Shadow. Happy birthday,
Yes.
Project Shadow.
I mean, what's his last name? Shadow or Project? The most enhanced and combat-skilled artificial life form ever developed by man.
Just to remind you, the ultimate life form is a hedgehog.
That was a shocking.
There is a reason why it's a hedgehog, unlike in the games.
Yeah. That was a shocking.
That was a shocking.
He
That was a shocking bunch of ellipses.
Yeah. That's how the humans used to call me. Oh wait, no, we're reading the wrong line, sorry. He was not a Mobian. He was a product of the Overlanders' science and technology.
Well, Tails, you really are Captain Obvious.
Are you a robot?
The fox innocently asked. No, but ask the 250 other shadows that are just gonna come after this one. They might be.
They won't.
Shadow almost grimed at the question, or grimmed, more like, visibly insulted.
I think the proper word would be grimaced.
Yeah.
Of course not. I mean, of course not. I am not a worthless hunk of junk. I'm simply artificial made in China.
Just like Donald Trump's hats.
That is the ultimate hair form.
Like a clone or something?
Not quite. Well, in a way, yes. They used an anthropomorphic hedgehog's DNA for my basilar form and shape. I don't know why they did that, but scientists, who know?
And don't ask me why they would tell me this since I was born, but...
Ah, Shadow is the clone of Sonic. Yeah, gotcha.
No, I think there's something else in mind for this one.
Let me tell you this, neither of you is wrong or right about this.
I'm guessing origin DNA.
Whatever, let me continue. Basilar form and shape. But not just that! Not just that! Oh no, there's more. They chose to use a hedgehog for a precise reason.
What? What reason?
The fox was overexcited to know.
Marketing!
Merchandising.
Okay.
Shadow the cereal box.
Shadow, the sticker figure.
They needed a cool character in this franchise.
Shadow the sticker book.
Shadow. Okay.
Shadow the knife.
Because all the previous creatures made from the species DNA, or to use a human term, all the samples.
Shadow didn't hide a hint of disgust in saying that.
They died since they were unable to sustain.
He took a deep breath to add suspense and finally said,
Chaos energy.
And Tails gulped again.
Glunk.
I don't know why he gulped. Shouldn't it be a gasp? Shadow continued.
The chaos energy from this emerald.
And the green chaos emerald was now glowing like mad in the hand of the artificial made hedgehog.
Okay.
And
Next
on to
paragraph.
Next break. So,
Me.
yes.
Me. Okay, let me see. Who is this one?
I'm trying to see myself right now, but I can only guess Is it Amy?
Okay, it's Blaze. It's Blaze. Need my water first, because all of that shadow talking is giving me a sore throat. It is the ultimate sore throat.
Yes, it's the ultimate saw killer.
Oh yeah, let's split up. Great idea, Knuckles. There are days in which things seem to be so perfect that they couldn't possibly be true. This was not one of those days. Obvious punchline is obvious. Things weren't looking perfect. Not at all. Badniks were raining from the sky, along with the hams. If I'll survive this, I swear I'm going to fry that echidna's ass.
Well, it's a delicacy after all.
It's been a while since Blaze went face to face with this kind of robots. They were the classic feral animals-based models, the first bots developed by the evil genius himself, Eggman, and therefore the easiest to deal with. It was a group of about 20 robots, a bunch of bees, giant crabs, giant enemy crabs, if you will, and motorized rhinos. Because you've got to have motorized rhinos in here somewhere.
Yes, we have to ride them with lasers and flames and motorcycles making love to dragons.
And headless women riding dinosaurs. Oh my god. What is wrong with Eggman? Oh yeah, he's crazy like a flaming giraffe from a Salvador Dali's painting.
They know who Salvador Dali is?
I am as surprised as you are. I mean, technically this is the distant future of our world, but still, Salvador Dali seems like a very random thing to reference, especially just to shoehorn the word flaming in it. And by the way, yes, there were giraffes on fire in those paintings.
Yeah, I remember one such painting, but it was on the background.
Yes, in the background, but it's there. I had to admit, that was a remarkable one. Wait, am I just complimenting myself for the analogy here?
Yeah, you're patting yourself on the back.
Okay, so I'm going to guess about this narrator that in one point the characters look at the reader and say, I can see you, and then the narrator comes to explain that he has to use this media in order to get his messages across. Or something.
You are not too far off, actually, but it's not exactly that.
Right.
The Knicks attacked all at once, only to find their demise into Blaze's flames. Because, if something like that would happen, and, characters just start to interact with the narrator willy-nilly, that would actually kill any chance that the story would have at being, taken seriously. So yes,
which we're doing a great job of, I think. We're taking it so seriously, the story we are.
Are you kidding? This is the ultimate serious story. Anyway,
people die and stuff.
The houses die.
Yes, people and houses die when they're killed. With her Felion's natural agility, she easily avoided most of the shots her adversaries were launching at her, then responded with her own. Fireballs were summoned in her hands and mercilessly shot to the animal bots. In just a short minute, the job was done. No sweat, really. The cat was satisfied with her handiwork. Too easy. You're not Sonic, Blaze.
I wish I don't know why I was thinking she was wiping her hands on the whole thing afterwards, for that sort of thing.
She might be. She approached the now smoking bodies of the badniks to ensure their complete offlining.
Offlining?
That's a sentence. That's a word that I come up with, apparently. What she found inside one of those corpses was definitely not amusing. She put a hand into the big hole that one of her fireballs had caused, only to find the very heart of the badnik. Limp in her hand was now the robot's main power source. A little bird. A dead little blue fleeky bird.
I hope it's Tweety.
So, remember in the classic games, whenever Sonic destroyed a robot, for some reason the little animal that was inside the robot did not get any damage whatsoever?
Yeah, I remember that one. They just flew off like it was...
Yeah, well, this is the most realistic outcome of that. No. Its tiny body was a bloody mess and, to Blaze's utter terror, partially burned. No! I did it again! No!
No, we're not doing Orihime, are we, from Bleach? We're not having the character go backwards, are we?
Yes. She started to check all the other metal corpses in desperate hope to find some other animal still alive. There were none. Before the coming of the roboticizer, Eggman's badniks used tiny creatures as their main alimentation. Therefore, the animals had to be alive. Otherwise, the robots wouldn't work. Blaze knew it. Knew that there were living beings inside the bots' shells, but she didn't care. She just wanted to burn things up.
I can't even kill robots without consequences.
No! She's on her knees, yelling at the heavens, much like Connor in King's Quest: Mask of Eternity.
Actually, you should read the next part, because...
She collapsed on her knees, tearful eyes, and hugged her legs. Okay, that happened afterwards. Bad girl, you're a bad girl. Do not burn your parents, little Blaze. You're a very bad girl. Whoa, too much information. Okay. That was something vital, just casually, delivered, like that.
Yeah.
And she lost it.
And the story.
Cuckoo. The guilt, the pain, the memories. It was simply too much. She was done for. Slowly, she lay down on her left side, still hugging her knees, crying silently. Alone. Once again.
Blaze! You remember the pain, Blaze? The pain, the memories, the guilt. You know of the pain. I don't know why I was doing for a second.
So, thoughts of this paragraph?
Total deterioration of the character.
Yes, well, how her arc seemed to be way too easily resolved.
Yeah.
At that point with Cosmo. That wouldn't do it for me, obviously.
Yes.
I had a long-term plan with Blaze.
So I can tell.
I was guessing she was complimenting suicide, but I guess that doesn't happen.
Continuing on.
Paragraph
So, Matti, it is your turn to read this.
For narration-wise.
Okay, so...
I think that's I think it might be
that's
Chuck.
That's pretty much it. My Chuck voice changed again.
It's okay. My Cosmo voice changes all the time, so...
Speechless, astonished, wide-eyed, overall shocked. All of them Very useful, nice terms, but they didn't quite get the rightful way to describe Cosmo's current mood. She stood still, listening to Sir Charles' words, hanging in them like a fish.
Hanging on the edge like a fish. Live and learn.
Over the past 30 minutes, her young ears had just been filled with the most important information of her life, her true origins, the nature's latest extravaganza.
Extravaganza.
He took 30 minutes to tell that?
Well, yeah, it might have been a lot of informations.
Basically, yes.
Now she knew where she came from, and she was even more scared, yet determined by this knowledge.
Yes,
the knowledge makes her more determined.
Yes, the knowledge of her origin story fills her heart with determination.
They never actually yelled that in the game. It just stated determination or something. Just to point it out. Okay.
Yes, thanks for that, Captain Nitpick.
Okay, so...
Cedrian?
That's how Eggman named you right after he discovered your existence. He wanted to capture you alive so he could study you. He's a scientist after all. But he changed his mind apparently.
So he's not going to destroy the county?
Sir Charles put on a very big deal of an effort to avoid the urge of laughing like a crazy hyena on a catnap trip.
Catnap trip?
Me and my analogies.
They just get weirder and weirder.
Yes, they do.
Dan answered, "No, he is still going to unleash Project Doomsday in less than 3 days. But now he also wants to kill you in the process."
Well, so that seems a bit of an important change in the stakes at play here. So that I guess that needed to be relayed.
Eggman realized that Cosmo is the actual real villain of the story and must kill her before she takes his place.
What was Project Doomsday anyway?
You will see, eventually.
Cosmo gulped. It seems that his interest towards you weren't fundamental for his plans. I wonder why he made a threat in the first place. I don't know. There's something stinky about this plot.
You could say it's an actual red herring.
Mm-hmm. It's a dead one.
Whose line?
I don't know.
Perhaps the author is a little messed up.
Is it you, Madhog, she's referring to?
You could say that. No comment. Indeed.
That's literally written here. No comment. Wow, that comes completely out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck?
You know, when the characters just so casually become self-aware, you as a reader kind of automatically assume they know what everything is going to be in their own story. They basically become like Deadpool in that regard. And by becoming Deadpool, you cannot take anything they do seriously anymore. So by doing this, I basically murderized my own fanfiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, this does seem to have problems in picking a tone.
Oh yeah, speaking of tone, you could say that.
Okay, so I think the next line is Cosmo here.
Sir Charles, Uncle Chuck, thank you for your help. I'll be always grateful for that information that you just gave me, you fool. Now I can enact my plan for world domination. Okay.
Don't even mention it. I have to go now. Farewell, little flower, and good luck. And he hung up. So, she was a Cedrian. A fancy name indeed, even if it was chosen by the fat bastard who killed her parents. At least she now had an identity. She was happy for that. And so, Cosmo the Seedrian finally got out from the base and went in search of the others.
Okay.
Yay?
So we cut back once again to the Shadow and Tails show.
This is a great opening line.
Your father is an emerald?
Oh, for crying out loud, Tails! You're supposed to be a smart one!
Since when did you become Sonic?
Isn't Tails IQ like 300?
Yes, it should be. It's a high Q, yes.
Allegedly, yes.
He must have cheated in the tests.
Annoyance was the key word. Shadow didn't know if this now irritating kid was joking with him, or else what?
Oh, for the love of no! I was made from chaos manipulated DNA. Don't you know anything about science?
I know. I'm sorry. It's just that.
It's too amazing to believe. Oh my god. Oh, Shadow, tooting your own horn. It's too amazing to believe. Yeah, I know.
At this, Shadow's gaze frowned and turned away because they had lips, apparently.
Now you know why I envy you, kid. You, your skills, your abilities are all the result of natural evolution. Thousands and thousands years of it. And training? You're forgetting about freaking training?
Yes, and learning about stuff.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, if my instincts aren't fooling me, you could very well be the next stage in the Kitsune race. So, to basically push my agenda about natural selection and Darwinism and all that, I've basically end up ignoring what could have actually been a good angle, in that the fox, by being a naturally born kid, he actually had the opportunity to learn things and train to become strong on his own terms, with his own strength. While Shadow, being artificial made, as I wrote, he was made to be just as strong as he is now. He did not have a choice in the matter.
He was given everything that he would need.
He was given everything, yes, without the choice to actually choose a path for himself and become strong on his own terms. So that could have been a great angle. Instead, I go for the evolution, the years of it, natural selection, blah, 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 blah.
And then you would have Randy Orton representing the future of your kind.
And RKO out of nowhere is what we're missing here.
Okay, Tails was listening with great interest and concentration, because he had to really concentrate really hard so he didn't make himself look like an idiot again.
No, okay, I like to think he's actually taking notes. I, on the other hand, have nothing to do with nature and evolution. I am a mutation, Miles, an artificial-made freak. I was the product of man's insanity, of man's pitiful desire to control chaos, to be a god. Humans made me for the sole purpose of being a weapon. I wasn't allowed to feel emotions, which you are clearly feeling right now. So you're like the freaking Organization 13 in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Maybe he is meaning that he's not allowed to feel positive emotions.
Yes, he can only feel emo emotions.
Yeah, he can only feel insulted and want to punch things.
I wasn't allowed to feel emotions. I wasn't allowed to love. Freaking hey. I've learned that on my expenses.
What was it like $2.99 to learn how to love?
No, it's actually his well-known backstory.
Yes, I thought it was funny that on my expenses, like he had a wallet of money that he was only allowed to pay every so often.
He must have bought a Ron Jeremy video.
Oh, you can't buy love.
Oh,
You can buy
gosh.
sex.
The
No,
Volpine, yes.
the Volpine didn't know what to say, what to think. He just witnessed the most feared and ferocious killer in the whole world, confessing his weaknesses, his doubts, his feelings that he wasn't feeling, but he was. To the young, bewildered, two-tailed fox, he said he envied, nonetheless.
Shadow, why are you telling this to me?
It was the right question, pronounced in the right tone.
All right, yes, the right tone. Shadow, why are you telling this to me?
Yeah, like Crank from
like-
the TMT.
Shadow, why are you telling this to me? The tone is all over the place, just like the rest of the story.
The not-so-ultimate life form's face turned once again to stare at the Volpine.
Because I'm actually a man. Because I'm a woman. Because I kill puppies. No, wait. Because I play too much Kingdom Hearts. Because I could go on all night, really.
Yes, you could, but...
Because we both are gay for each other.
Again, stop it!
Because we both have similarities. We both suffered, even if for different reasons. Because of the humans, and we both have powers and abilities beyond imagination. Although, you are yet to discover them.
Tails' ears perked. He had powers like shadows. Could he use the emeralds? Again, those childish thoughts.
Do you remember when you told me that everybody has a choice?
He remembered. It was yesterday.
You remember it like it was yesterday, because it was.
Shadow said that he was serving the Overlanders because he had no choice. Then Tails came out with that cliched sentence.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Tails simply replied,
Well, I happened to make one lately. A choice, I mean.
I like pink.
Oh, God! Because I'm into pink. Something revolutionary and quite daring, I may say.
I
But
really
if
look good in this pink underwear.
But if we'll work, then this world is going to be a better place.
The hedgehog's eyes were now pervaded, not perverted. Devar, it's not perverted, it's pervaded by a strange light.
Oh, my eyes are... Therefore, I want to ask you, will you join the dark side? I mean, me.
Will you join me? I hope it's not
Will
for
you-
Amy.
Actually,
What?
will you join the dark and red side?
Again, I'm gonna say this. I hope he's not asking Tails to join them. Him and Amy.
What? Is the text
The
line?
cub wasn't expecting that question. Then again, Shadow
No
wasn't...
one was!
Then again, Shadow wasn't exactly a predictable person.
Is not even a person, so yes, technically you're right.
Well, technically he is a person.
Well, not in the traditional sense of the word.
You're a speciesist.
I mean, usually when you say person, you mean human, but when you say individual, then you mean just sentient guy or creature.
Yeah.
So it's
Anyway.
like a small semantic difference.
Yes, let's continue on. It's your line of thing.
Anyway, so Emperor Shadowteen says, I want you to join me, Miles. Join me, and together we could rewrite the future.
Shadow's voice seemed a little different from before.
You can tell. Also, thunder is striking in the background.
It seemed more grave and menacing. And for an instant, Shadow's eyes turned green. Just for a second, though.
Oh, yes. That. Yes, that is happening. Oh, boy.
Then
Shadow is Sonic?
No.
Then came the kid's confident answer.
Thanks for the offer, but the answer is no. My place is here, with the militia, with my family.
Also, you're kind of a crazy person.
He admitted it. The FF were his family. His only family left. And there was Cosmo too. Shadow looked feeling less and stoical as he usually does.
Oh, he's disappointed. It's a pity. That is my pity, huh? But it is your choice, and I respect that.
By the way, join with him to do what exactly?
Rewrite the future!
Yes, they were going to do Amy together, obviously.
No, there is obviously a bigger agenda at play right now.
Yes, I know, I'm joking. Terribly.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get ourselves away from this before we get plunged in again.
I hope it's not what literal. The Black Hog was about to leave before saying one last thing to the young warrior.
Sayonara, Miles Tails Prower.
Lame.
Lame. It's Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2, obvious reference, but only with different person. And then he vanished into nothingness, thanks to Chaos Control. Tails stood there for some minutes, reflecting on the latest events. The arrival of Cosmo, his parents' death, and in brackets it says it amazed him to actually think of that like it was nothing. Eggman's threat, Gun's not-so-secret army, Shadow the Hedgehog, and the Chaos Emeralds.
Basically, it's the recap episode in condensed in one line.
What was that expression that Knuckles used to mutter in these moments? Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Everything has been one chaos-damned clusterfuck. Suddenly, realization stroke.
Oh no! Realization just smelled burnt toast.
Ihai, how do I suppose to get out of here?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Shadow's undisclosed location, an underwater cave. Brilliant!
Okay, so I'd say we read one more paragraph and then we take a break and we continue next week.
Yes,
okay?
I agree with that.
Also, we need for something really horrible to happen to justify the ultimate trigger warning at the very beginning, because all the most horrible things happen in the second half, really, of this chapter. So basically, in case you didn't notice, this is basically the chapter in which horrible things happen to all the characters while they are stupidly split up in the forest.
Well, Blaze kind of already happened with her thing.
Yes, exactly. But, you know, these horrible things are actually put in sequential order.
Yeah.
So from less horrible to more horrible to, oh no, please make it stop.
I'm pretty sure Twilight would be proud of you if she was disturbed.
Amy's going to get raped, isn't she?
No, I would hope not, considering it's not, since Madhog has stated already, it's not full-on rape.
Let's proceed.
Okay. Where the fuck am I supposed to look?
Oh, Knuckles. You put a smile on my face every time. It's a shame that I'm going to completely ruin your character a few stories from now. And angry as ever Echidna yelled to no one in particular. That's Knuckles for you! Ta-da-ta-ta-ta-ta! The leader of the local FF militia was wandering relentlessly inside the great forest, looking up and down for his two-tailed companion and his dark captor. He was pretty clueless, I might add. Please don't.
Since when wasn't he clueless about it?
Perhaps the idea of splitting up the group in order to cover more territory was starting to backstab him. Okay, so I knew this was a terrible idea, I knew it was a plot contrivance, and I pointed out.
You just did it anyway.
Yes, and did it anyway. Jeez.
As long as you lampshade it, it's okay.
No, it's not. Last minute plans. How he despised them. You know, along with thinking. Then again, and wolves. Those nasty wolves, they'll get theirs. Then again, it'd be easier to point out what he did not despise in his life.
When I'll find those two, Chaos, stop my hands, 'cause I'm gonna bash 'em for good. I'm a big angry red machine. I'm gonna chokeslam some bitches.
It sounded more like a prophecy rather than a menace. Knuckles stopped dead. Well, speaking of sudden tonal shift, inexistent ears perked up. His eyes focused. He heard a noise. A very unfamiliar noise. It sounded metallic, robot-like, but somehow it seemed less heavy, like a small foot. Strange. Here's that noise again, and another, and another, and another.
I actually like this narration style, as it greatly enhances the incoming threat, whatever it
Thank
is
you.
going to be.
Thank you. May I continue?
Yeah.
No. Yes, actually.
I just wanted to say something good about this.
Thank you. You could have waited for the end of this. And another, and another, and another. Plenty noises. Now he was sure of one thing. It was a whole group, and they were heading for his own direction. They were coming for him. The Echidna entered in fighting stance, ready to take on whoever or whatever they were. He would be ready. He would be prepared. A song would start playing up about him being prepared. And then he saw them. The first one, and the second, and the third. A little army came out the thick forest. They were robots. Eggman's robots, no doubt about it. Only smaller and younger.
Oh gosh.
For the first time since forever, Knuckles the Echidna, the fearless cerulean-eyed warrior, the stubborn and proud commander, the one who's always prepared for everything, found himself unprepared, insecure, doubtful, terrified.
For the first time in forever.
Yes,
I'm not gonna be fine.
What he saw that day and what he was about to do, he would relive it in his nightmares for the rest of his mortal life. He was standing still, sweating profusely in front of the now well-defined small army of robotized kids. Mobian kids from any race, not older than 6-7 years, Mobian kids turned into mindless killer machines. Kids! Just kids!
It's like you really wanted to stress that these were children, damn it!
And Knuckles could see that now. His mind was imagining the whole scene. The cries of terror, the begs for mercy, the painful, ominous transformation process, and the laughs. The evil, sadistic laughs of the one responsible for this. For all of this. Eggman didn't spare even the children. At this point, something in the Echidna's head snapped. Before he could even register it, he was already on them, smashing their tiny bodies, crushing their skulls, ripping them apart, feeling their oil-black blood on his fists, on his face, everywhere. Crying the most loud battle cry he could ever muster, and after a while, he started to enjoy it. He laughed and laughed and laughed and sang? One,
two, three, little Mobians.
Tonal deafness. 3 more corpses.
4, 5, 6, little Mobians.
Again.
7, 8, 9, and finally 10 little Mobians.
And done.
There were none.
Indeed. They were all dead. All scrap. He was on top of them, covered with their own blood, screaming like possessed. His voice roared in all the forest for everybody to hear it, especially a certain ninja who happened to be around.
So this turned into psychological horror.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, that was definitely psychological horror-based crud.
So yes, I hope you're starting to see why I had to put the ultimate trigger warning at the beginning of this, having Knuckles basically killing a bunch of children, although roboticized children, while also enjoying it and singing about it.
Well, it's definitely Dead Space. You know, like if you remember, Dead Space had necromorphs who transformed the fetus of children into them, but they became monsters. And then there was the babies and the children on Dead Space 2.
I did not play any of the Dead Space games, so I would not know about that. No, this was pretty much, flower of my own sack.
Yes, I kind of guess it would be. And plus, I don't think Dead Space was out at that point. Was it? I forget. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Sorry if Knuckles enjoyed that.
Yes, something inside his mind snapped. He is not quite sane, but then again, nobody really is in this story.
Yes.
So I hope you like this little bit of horribleness, and it's about to get worse. But unfortunately for you all, we're going to save all of that successive horribleness for the next session of this, because we are stopping this right now that we reached the midpoint, and we're going to continue next time. So
yeah, it's a good way to postpone the inevitable, at least.
Next time, how the rest of the freedom fighters go crazy.
Oh yes. So with the lovely image of Knuckles smeared in robotized children's blood, laughing and screaming like possessed, we shall leave you now for to mull all of this over. and we shall see you next time. This has been Madhog Thy Master.
And I've been Devar Akvaron.
And I've been Hedonistic Actor.
I hope you will still be here for the conclusion of this chapter, which, again, it's not going to get any better than this.
It can't get any worse either, I guess.
No, it can. It definitely can, and it will. It will. I can assure you. So there's that.
Please do not start a drinking game out of this, folks, where basically anytime Madhog does anything horrible in this story, do not take a drink.
Okay, no, take a shot every time I say definitelli and Dan instead of den, when it's supposed to be den.
Are you trying to kill people?
Take a sip every time someone says a hi.
Yes,
Well,
it's supposed to be hey.
Yes, you said that multiple times, but we can't help but make fun of it still.
Uh-huh. And also, take a shot every time Knuckles swears.
Which is not very often enough.
Well, it's fairly often. It will become more often.
Okay, let's get going now before we go even crazier.
Okay, bye now.
Good night, and take care, all.
Nerd.
And remember, whatever you do it for yourself, because it is your choice.
The blood won't stop screaming. Must shut up the screams. The screams.
Okay,
Let's go.
The blood won't stop screaming. Devar Arkvaron 2016.
I was trying to be Crazy Knuckles.
Devar S Crazy Knuckles 2016.
I'm gonna stop the recording here.
Because this story is poorly written. Because I'm running out of things to say.
Then say the actual line. For God's sake.
Because I'm actually a member of the Masonry and I wanted to invite you in a group.
Wanna be a member? Wanna be a member? Wanna be a member?
Okay, consider this an extra for the post-end credits.
Oh gosh.
Because I am God.
Because Sam I am.
Because I feel witty and pretty and gay. Okay, I'm proceeding.